High along the sheer cliffs of southern China and parts of Southeast Asia lie one of the most mysterious and haunting burial practices of the ancient world, the hanging coffins. Wooden caskets suspended on rock faces or placed in crevices hundreds of feet above the ground, these graves have puzzled historians, archaeologists and travellers for centuries. Their silent presence, clinging to vertical stone walls, speaks of a people whose beliefs about life, death and the afterlife were written not in books, but in acts of astonishing daring and devotion. The earliest accounts suggest that this practice was carried out by the Bo people, an ancient ethnic group whose culture has long since vanished, leaving behind little more than scattered artifacts, oral legends, and these enigmatic coffins as their legacy. The coffins themselves date back more than 2,000 years, some carved from entire tree trunks and intricately decorated, while others are plainer. Yet all share the same perplexing placement high on cliffs where no path leads, and where climbing would be a challenge even with modern equipment. Some rest on wooden beams inserted into holes chiseled into the rock. Others lie tucked into natural caves, while still others balance precariously on cliff ledges. The question of how they were placed there remains one of archaeology's enduring riddles. Some believe scaffolding or ropes were used, others imagine elaborate systems of pulleys and ladders, while some suggest that the cliffs themselves have eroded over millennia, leaving the coffins higher than they once were. Whatever the method, the act required skill, strength, and an extraordinary determination to honour the dead. But why did the Bo people and others who practiced similar rites choose such a burial style? One theory is that the high placement brought the dead closer to the heavens, symbolising an elevation of the soul. Another is that it protected the bodies from animals, floods and grave robbers, ensuring peace for the departed and safety for their remains. Some local legends even claim that the elevated coffins allowed the spirits of the dead to watch over the living, protecting villages nestled in the valleys below. For the Bo people, who vanished centuries ago, absorbed into other cultures or erased by conquest, the hanging coffins may have been an ultimate expression of reverence, a final gift to their ancestors made visible for generations. Over time, Chinese dynastic records began to mention the strange coffins perched in the cliffs. Travellers marvelled at them, and rulers sometimes saw them as barbaric or, well, superstitious. But despite outside opinions, the tradition endured in some regions for hundreds of years before it faded away. Today, many of the coffins remain, though weathering, decay and human interference have taken their toll. Some have fallen, shattered on the rocks below, while others still cling stubbornly to their resting places as if defying time itself. Modern researchers continue to study the hanging coffins in an attempt to piece together the story of the people who made them. Archaeologists examine the wood, the carvings and the placement, seeking patterns that might explain their significance. Anthropologists listen to the folklore of local descendants, hoping for fragments of memory that survived the ages. And climbers, well, they risk the sheer drops to document and preserve what remains. Though answers are scarce, the very mystery of the coffins ensures their enduring fascination. The hanging coffins of China are more than just unusual graves. They are messages carved into the landscape, a testimony of an ancient people's view of death and eternity. They remind us that across cultures, humanity has always sought to honour its dead with rituals that reflect beliefs about the unseen world. While some built pyramids and others raised stone circles, the Bo people and their neighbours chose the cliffs, creating a funerary tradition that still captures the imagination. Their coffins hang suspended not only on the cliffs of southern China, but also in the balance between history and myth. Forever whispering to those who gaze upward at their silent watch that the past holds mysteries as vast as the skies above and as deep as the mountains in which they rest.